A very good afternoon. I hope you're having a great day. Today is Thursday. We're heading to the weekend. It's exciting. And today I came across a very interesting story that I want to share with you. And interesting because I follow great events in history. And for some reason I never came across this one. So, it kind of really caught my eye. And it's about the bridge to Norway. I'm going to give that title to my presentation today, and it's talk about the River Chiluteca, which is in Honduras in South America, a river that usually experiences severe overflow and flooding. And in 1996 they wanted to really come up with a solution for that, and so they commissioned a Japanese company to create a bridge that would resist all kinds of flooding that will happen on that river. And so this happened, and in 98 they were able to complete that bridge, and it was launched earlier in the year. Then again, what happened in that same year in October, there was Hurricane Mitch, and the rain for like 4 days in a row was 75 inches, and they experienced like the worst flooding in history at that time. And what happened is that all the bridges in South America in that region were swept away, and guess what? Save for one, the Choluteca bridge. Now it's crazy because almost 7,000 people died, so that was massive, and this bridge was able to withstand this. But then something very unique and unexpected happened. Now, due to the flooding, both sides of the river that where the bridge would was protecting was swept away. And something also crazy happened, that the river changed its course from being under the bridge, and it just went and started flowing because of that flooding on the side of the bridge or beside the bridge. And wow, that was crazy, because now today if you go there, the bridge stands still strong, but it's the bridge to nowhere. There's no road on either side, and ironically the river flows beside the bridge, so there's nothing under the bridge, quote unquote, to say. So this was 22 years ago, and 22 years ago, when I was just finishing high school in 98, is when for the first time I heard about the internet. I mean, in other places like the first world, it's been there with the AOL, American Online, and there's more companies coming up, and Hotmail taking advantage. But at that time in Africa, it was just getting started. The internet was just getting started. But little did we know that the internet will come to change everything. And you've seen in the past few years, a lot has been changing. And then comes COVID in 2020, and that's like the Hurricane Mitch of the flooding of what the internet has done to the industries as we know them. So, and this is a crazy metaphor of what is happening in the world right now. You can see in terms of like your career, for instance. Imagine right now you're pursuing a degree in mass communication. People are setting up channels of YouTube in their house. I've not done it in communication. My specialty is in the medical field. But look I'm presenting to you a video on YouTube. This is my channel, like my own quote unquote TV, where you can come in to get information. So I don't need a degree in journalism to do something like that. Now look at the banking. My company the other day has started a way to pay us out in cryptocurrency, and you can swap from either fiat to crypto and crypto to fiat and that kind of stuff. And then we have Alipay, we have WeChat Pay, we have all kinds of pay. And recently, because of the COVID, most malls in America are no longer accepting cash as a mode of payment. So the brick and mortar thing of the banking industry as we know it is coming to the end. So if you're about to probably renovate your office or expand your operation, so multiple companies around the world are feeling the heat. I mean, companies like Zara, companies like Forever 21, Victoria's Secret is actually closing down most of its stores around the world because the model of brick and mortar is no longer working. But yet, we have companies actually learned this thing way back. Companies like Alibaba, companies like Amazon that had an online model to actually capture the market without having to even produce anything. They just create an infrastructure that you and I can get goods and services from around the world online. So you have to be forward thinking if you're gonna survive the next wave, if you're gonna survive this hurricane of COVID-19. So brands like Apple, have also, been innovative, and they've been, going online in terms of their sales. So everything is changing. So you have to wake up right now, look at what you're doing, and in terms of your career choices and how you're growing in your business, to see, are you compliant with the current situation, with the current wave of that is changing the world, and are you going to survive the current wave that we are going through, because the whole world is about to change. The business landscape as we know it, marketing as we know it. Gone are the days. Gone are the days when you had to wait for the TVs to give us news. Yesterday there was an event in Lebanon, and before the TVs could talk about it, it was all over social media. So that thing of breaking news. There's no more news to break. Everybody out there is a newscaster. We have telemedicine. We have a blockchain technology coming up to change the landscape of how we do everything. That is why you really have to pay close attention to what you're doing. Otherwise, you'll get swept away, and the bridge that you've been building, like the Choluteca bridge, will be a bridge to nowhere. So think about it, rethink your strategy, readjust, and take shape in a new normal. A good afternoon, and enjoy the weekend.